No matter how hard Fat Bear threw it, the boomerang always hit little Wildling right on the head. Just now, little Wildling had stolen Fat Bear's beloved banana. Fat Bear howled in anger at the sky, and to everyone's surprise, a mysterious box fell from above. Inside the box was a boomerang. Curious, little Wildling picked it up to examine it. Seeing that it wasn't food, he tossed it casually to Fat Bear. Fat Bear bit it a few times, then tossed it aside with a look of disgust. But the boomerang spun through the air and hit little Wildling on the head. Little Wildling assumed Fat Bear had done it, and angrily gave him a warning. Fat Bear saw the boomerang on the ground, threw it carelessly, and went back to play with little Wildling. As they were frolicking, the boomerang appeared again, striking little Wildling once more. Convinced that Fat Bear was the culprit, little Wildling gave him a thorough beating. Poor Fat Bear ended up with a bruised and battered face. Furious, he took out his anger on the boomerang, throwing it with all his might. And little Wildling got hit again. Fat Bear quickly grabbed the boomerang and tossed it away, hiding behind a rock. Little Wildling ducked his head to take cover, but still couldn't escape the boomerang's attack. To finally get rid of it, Fat Bear tied the boomerang to a big rock and threw it off a cliff. But when they returned to hide, the rock unexpectedly fell from the sky. Then Fat Bear dug a huge pit. With little Wildling's help, they buried the boomerang deep underground. They thought they were finally safe. As a result, the two of them used a slingshot to launch the boomerang again. Even so, the boomerang remained relentless. Terrified, they ran and hid behind a big tree. The clever boomerang also hid behind the tree, watching and waiting. Bean and Fat Bear tried to sneak away, but the boomerang seemed to have locked onto them, ready to strike at the slightest movement. Neither dared make a move, and they began cautiously testing each other. Years passed. Little Wildling and Fat Bear grew old. The boomerang didn't appear again. They finally smiled with pride, slowly walking out from behind the tree with their canes. But what they didn't know was, the cunning boomerang had been waiting for this moment for years. Under the two old men's horrified eyes, the boomerang slowly approached. But because it struck with too much force, it caused fatal asthma on the spot. Little Wildling and Fat Bear were overjoyed, celebrating and dancing proudly.